I hope you're doing absolutely amazing today. Now I've got something really awesome for you because this is all about doing good. So my bit of good for today is to get you in on my 7-day Kickstart transformation, where every day you get access to a brand new video which will propel you forward each and every day to your success. So you can start kickstarting life, making things happen on your terms. Rather than being a product of life, allow life to be a product of what you choose to create. Now, to me, that is the best way to really begin to thrive in the world, creating it on your own terms. But this episode, despite me wanting to give that for you because that is doing good in the world, this episode is also about doing good. I saw a video today on Facebook, and it was one of those made ones, but it was really nice, touching story. So it was in Thailand, and this child gets caught stealing. Now this child had medication, and he was being scolded for stealing this medication. So a guy over the road sees this child being scolded for it, and comes over and says, "Hey, before we really get into this, let me ask the child a question." He asked the child, "What is this for? What is this medication for? Is it for a family member?" And the child just kind of looks down but kind of nods yes. And in that moment, the man from over the road, who actually had his own stall of food, walks back over, gets some food, puts the medication in the bag with the food, and then pays the shopkeeper who had the medicine. So he paid the debt of the child and allowed that child to go on his merry way. So he paid it forward. He did good. Okay, stealing's not good, but sometimes we get to a level if you're a child and you've got to do whatever it takes. So he wanted to be able to help that child, feed the child, and also allow him to have the medication. Now years and years go by, and the guy is still at his stall selling his food, giving it to the homeless every now and then. But one day, he trips back, falls back, and bashes his head. And then he goes to hospital. And you see him in the hospital bed with his daughter there. And his daughter's just so sad and so unhappy. And what made it even worse, she was looking over the piece of paper, and it was a bill for the hospital fees, and there's no way that she could afford it. So in that state, she just kind of passes out, falls asleep in all this stress just getting to her. And then when she awakens, she sees a small note. And then when she looks at this, she sees a receipt. Sorry, not a receipt, but the medical bill. And it's been paid. And that note said, "This is repayment for the food and the medication 20 years ago." And then the daughter breaks down just crying and just like so happy that she's able to pay the medical bills. Now, I really like that story, and I don't know if obviously it's probably not true, but even then we can find value out of things. Now, to me, if you think about that, we should be doing good in the world regardless of what we expect from that. I mean, first of all, doing good in the world is the most selfish thing you could possibly do because it makes you feel so good doing it. But we should give freely. We should help people. And that's why I do these videos, these audios, these podcasts, and everything else. I try to give as much as I possibly can to help those who really need it. Now, I do not expect anything from you. One expectation I'd like is for you to realize how awesome and how beautiful and amazing you are. Of course, that is one kind of covert expectation. But other than that, it's up to you. What do you do with that? Now, you might one day go ahead and leave me a review. You might go ahead and purchase one of my products or get into mind mastery and all those things. But that's up to you to do those things. And maybe in 20 years, someone will do something very magnificent because they listened to one of my audios. That is my wish anyway, that pay it forward system begins to kick in to such a huge level. Now, I've actually had my own experiences of this when a school, I don't know what you'd quite call it in America, but it's like the the school doctor or something, the counselor, I think it is, was beginning to just share my work. Like just saying, oh, you might want to check out this person. I obviously talking to the parents as well. And there's been countless times when that child has actually messaged me a year or two later saying, if it wasn't for that counselor telling me about your work, I wouldn't have been able to go to college. I wouldn't have gone to university. I realized that my issue was crazy big, but do you know what? I had the power to change it. I just didn't know how, but then the audio helped. And that just kind of lights up my world when people share my work that way, because it's like this ever-growing paying it forward system. And we should all be like that. So ask yourself, what are you doing good today? Are you sharing my work maybe? Are you sharing this with someone to keep you accountable? Have you ever thought about that? Maybe sharing these podcasts so you guys can listen together and keep yourself accountable to making changes in your life. Because remember, when you change, everyone gets the value of you transforming. First of all, they see an example of someone making things happen. And then they might ask you, hey, I'd noticed you look really, really awesome today. You just like completely changed. And then you may say, well, I listened to this guy called Joseph. Or if it's someone else, for example, I listened to this other podcast. I listened to this, read this book. Or I did the 7-day Kickstart transformation where you can get on this video. Just go to www.josephclough.info/claim and you'll get access to that. But I love that because when you hold yourself accountable and you begin to live a life of emotional freedom, you become an example of what other people can actually do in this world. You become the example. They begin to see a way of transforming. So don't worry, even if you've got other projects right now, just do good for no reason other than it's good. And you never know, one day, that person might do something magnificent for the world. You might be the instigator of something truly magnificent. You might cause something to happen in the future, short-term, mid-term, long-term, which could transform and have a big impact on many people's lives. So just consider that, just like that story, helping people because it's not because, yeah, it makes you feel good. I mean, that's awesome, right? That's a great byfactor of doing good in the world. I mean, that's why I love doing these. These are all free. There's all my equipment that I paid for. There's all my time. But I love doing it because I know I'm serving. I'm being of value, I hope anyway, to be able to help people when they really need it. So if you can imagine, when you do good in the world, it doesn't matter when it comes back to you. You might not even know what happens. But somewhere in the world, you might have made something happen. Now you might hear about it in 6 weeks' time, a year's time, in a decade. You might not even hear about it. But feel good about doing good. You see, when we begin to awaken to our true potential, when we assume responsibility for our life, when we begin to consciously create the future we want, when we begin to realize that we don't have to be the person we were 5 minutes ago, 10 minutes ago, an hour ago, yesterday, a week ago, 10 years ago. We do not have to be that person anymore. In any moment, there's a critical moment to make an empowering decision which will transform your life. And remember, when you do good, it makes you feel good. And that will cause you to have gratitude. And do you know what? When you experience gratitude at a deep unconscious level, your system, your unconscious mind is being programmed to seek more of the like feelings or of the like opportunities to make you feel more gratitude. So be grateful for what you have. Be grateful for who you are as a way of being in this world. Be grateful for your qualities. Be grateful for your values. Be grateful for this moment right now, this time together where we're just connecting. Because I'm speaking to you right now. You have the ability, you have all the resources to be able to do whatever you desire. It might take hard work, it might not be easy, but it's far easier than continuing that life of unhappiness, not feeling content or fulfilled, feeling conflicted. So put your attention on what you can do good today. Like I said, I really like the idea of accountability partners. So maybe you know someone who wants help. Maybe you know a like-minded person who will actually listen to these videos, these audios with you each and every day. You'll begin to speak about them. Maybe you'll be able to open up a little bit and share and share. And that means when you're accountable with each other, you will be determined to make even more profound changes in your life, doing good in this world. That is what makes me get up in the morning. I don't need any alarms to get me up. I just can't wait to wake up. Like every night in the evening, just before I go to sleep, I'm just hoping and wishing for the next day. I'm just like so crazy excited about waking up and doing something awesome in the world. I mean, that's my goal, just be able to do exactly what I'm doing right now, creating audios of people, creating videos, life-changing programs, mind mastery groups where I get to personally coach you, all those things. Even like they said, the Kickstart transformation, which is free. Every day you get a new video, just building you up to the 7th day for your awakening. Yes, there's an awakening right on day 7. And you can get that at www.josephclough.info/claim. But that is why I wake up every morning with so much enthusiasm, so much excitement, just like it's Christmas. Because I know it makes me feel good. And although I don't know how I'm always helping people, yes, I'm so appreciated at all your comments, all your emails, all the things that you do in like messaging and writing, all the most wonderful comments on the podcast, on the app. I really appreciate those, but you know what? There's other things that I don't know about yet, which will happen because I'm instigating transformation. You see, I don't know when it will happen, but maybe one day someone will do something. Whether it be for me, which will allow me to help more people in the world, maybe it'll be for someone else. But it doesn't matter, because we're doing something good. So remember, when you're doing good, it makes you feel good. You'll also be helping people far more in the reach in the world than you actually realize. Because when you help that person, they will want to be able to do the same type of things. They will be an example. They will share. They will be their joy. They will be their passion. And therefore, everyone in their life will be able to help many more people. And that's why I love training people as well, by the way. I teach people to do exactly what I do, like when it comes to hypnosis, NLP, and coaching. I love that because I'm training people up to do what I do. It's almost like replicating myself in a good way in terms of excuse me, I've got a bit of a cough going now. They are doing and helping many, many people where I can't always be. So I love that ripple effect, putting it out there in the world. So go ahead, ask yourself, what can you do good today? Even if it's something as so simple as signing up to the free Kickstart. That's doing good for yourself, right? Or maybe sharing the Kickstart. Maybe you'll share this video or this audio, this podcast, because maybe that will help many other people in this world. But whatever it is, realize doing good is doing good for self, good for others, and good for the world. So I hope you enjoy that. Once again, if you want to get access to my complete 7-day Kickstart transformation, just go to www.josephclough.info/claim. And I look forward to speaking to you very soon. Many thanks and goodbye.